Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, you're listening to World Combat Sports. It's another one. Shout out to everybody that's in the building. You know what it is, man. I have the one and only Charles Conwell back on deck once again. And it's another one. He's back fresh off a win against Wendy Toussaint. 13 and 0-10 knockouts. He's a problem. Super welterweight division. Shout out to Conwell local sportsman in the building. Sports Talk with TJ. What is good with you? Salute to everybody that's coming here to support the channel and also support Charles Conwell out of Soul City Boxing, man. You know what it's about. That's what it's all about. Rob is in the building, man. What's good, man? So I'm looking forward to chatting it up with, Team Conwell once again. He's doing big things. If you didn't see his fight with Wendy Toussaint, he ended up stopping him in the 9th round, man. But first and foremost, it was how he technically, went about his offensive strategy in that fight. He was calm, patient. He picked his shots the right way. I like how he was doubling up on the jab and also his feints. His feints really, kept everything the way it's supposed to be, man. Kept him honest. He kept Wendy Toussaint honest. What is good? Kano in the building.
Man, what's going on, man? I had to come in when I saw you had Charles Conwell. I had to come on, hurry home. I was outside, but I had to come home. Listen, man, I told everybody Charles Conwell is a problem. I told everybody he's about to wreck shop. To me, that he fought a perfect fight. I know there might have been some little chitter chatter about he could have did this, he could have did that. Listen, man, he methodically broke Toussaint down. Toussaint, however you spell his name, however you pronounce it. He took his time, which is what a professional that's gonna make it far does. They take their time, throw their jab, pick their shots, slowly break them apart, hitting them in the body, man. And Toussaint was talking a lot of smack during the fight, man. But I didn't catch it. I knew he was smiling and stuff, but in that round that he got knocked out is when I really noticed that his mouth was moving. That right there told me, I said, okay, this is the round he's about to go. Charles ain't gonna put up with this too much longer. Yeah. And as sure as I said it, bam, the right uppercut came in. And the fight was over. It's almost like he put him to sleep with the left, kept throwing the left. And then, Toussaint wasn't expecting the right uppercut because he kept getting hit with the left uppercut.
Yeah.
So then he came in with that left uppercut. Man, that's a pro. That's a veteran move, man.
Yeah.
That's a veteran move.
I agree, man. Solid point you was making there, Kano. I said the same thing. I said, he was gonna break him down. He kept connecting with that uppercut early, but it came out of nowhere. Every time he threw it, Wendy Toussaint stayed center. He didn't think he had a sense of urgency to move offline. You know what I'm saying? So Conwell took advantage of it, man. And I like how he was doubling up with his jab there, Kano. I was like, damn, boxing fundamental. You know what I'm saying? Yes. High guard, defensive etiquette. Man, it was all good. Let me bring him in, man.
That brought chills, man. When I seen him, the way he was boxing brought chills to me because he was boxing properly, man. I was in my house screaming, bro.
Hey, to everybody that's in the building, man, welcome to one and only Charles Bad News Conwell. 13 and 0-10 knockouts, fresh off his win versus Wendy Toussaint. How you feel, champ? USBA champ.
I feel good, man. I feel good to get that out the way, man. Break ice again for this year. Been a long time coming with the pandemic and and everything. So it felt good.
Was the bubble as bad as everybody said it was?
Man, it was quiet though. I heard the commentators talking on TV when I was in the ring fighting, so that was different.
Yeah, I got Conwell Local Sports in the building. You know what it is, Charles. I always had to bring him on, man.
Bro, you already know, man. Like I told you, we was texting, man. That was fundamental beauty. You just put on a clinic. I told these folks, I kept trying to tell these folks you coming. They don't want to listen to me. They're going to start listening one damn day.
Yeah, man. This fight, I did something a little different. Everybody expected me to be so aggressive and so straightforward. So this time I did something a little different. I boxed now. you know, I kept my composure and I got him out there at the end. So that was different for me.
I thought that was the right game plan, though. I thought it was beautiful because it shows that you're mature in the game and you're not rushing anything. You broke them down methodically, like I've mentioned already, man. And it was a thing of beauty to me because I'm in the gym all the time. I got fighters actually down here in Ocala, Florida. So it was a clinic. To me, it was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I think a lot of people expected me to just go out there and blast him out and just walk straight through him. I mean, I walked straight through him. I beat him. I like somebody told me, man, I beat him all arounds and I knocked him out. So he can't say nothing. He can't say I got a lucky punch. He can't say nothing. I beat him both ways. I beat him boxing and I beat him with the KO. So
what did he say to you in that 9th round? I didn't know. I knew he was smiling at you during the fight, but I didn't notice he was talking to the 9th round. What did he say to you, man? Because I thought it was gonna be over after that. I said it.
He asked, he was saying stuff all, like you said, he was saying stuff all night. He asked me, like, I guess he noticed my hand was hurting. He was like, oh, your hand hurting? Then he asked me was I tired. He was asking me a lot of different stuff. Damn, when I rewatched the video, I heard him breathing so loud. I'm like, damn, who is that breathing? Like, I know that wasn't me. Breathing loud in the mud.
Hey, man, you know, you showed your versatility in that, man, coming out boxing differently because you can be aggressive. But what I like is that you was disciplined enough to keep your hands up the entire fight. You know, even though you was having your way with Toussaint, you was able to connect early on, man. You had your hands up, and then your uppercuts, man. You was doubling up on the jab. I mean, it was pretty. Just like Conwell said, it was a beautiful display of boxing technicality right there. You showed that you can be flexible in your skill set and how you go in there and box.
All right.
Yeah, and that's what that's what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to show I'm an all around type of fighter. I can do it all. And I still know I got a lot of stuff to work on. You know what I mean? I could have been more consistent with the jab. I could have let my hands go more on the inside when we was both just standing in the pocket some more. But those are all things I'm working on in the gym. I could have been more explosive. I could have a lot of stuff I could do. But when you're in there, you know it's different. But once I rewatch the tape, I know what I need to work on to get better. So that's all I'm really worried about.
To be fair, that was the only critique I had, that you went away from the jab a bit, but then you came back to it. When you came back to it, I'm like, all right, we good.
Yeah.
But that was my only critique.
Yeah, and that's like one of the biggest things I do want to work on, because, you know, I'll be so aggressive, always coming forward. Sometimes I get away from my jab because I'm trying to just come straight in, throw right hands and bomb and hook. So I gotta develop it. I'm trying to develop my jab and get better with it.
Did you see him biting on your feints, Annie? Because you was feinting, man, pretty. You kept the feints going and everything. Yeah. Even though you was landing, you was still feinting him. And Toussaint felt like, damn, when is he actually going to come in? You know, because it seemed like Toussaint was trying to counter you on your feints. But when he thought you was going to close distance, you didn't. But then when you did, you were able to connect on him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And that's another thing I want to do, because, like you said, I feel like he was trying to counter me all night. He wasn't letting his hands go. He was waiting until I punch. So
yeah,
I wanted to keep him guessing before when I was gonna come in, like you said, and that worked. So I was happy out that worked, and I used that.
That short little chopping left uppercut you was throwing, man, it almost like put him to sleep, because you finished him with the right uppercut. Was that a plan like that, or?
To be honest, I knew his defense was real tight. Like, it was hard to get straight through his defense. It was hard to get straight through his defense. So I knew I had to come around his glove and like cut in between his guard, because he had the real tight defense. So I had to, get in between it.
Hey, what was his power like there, Charles? Did he have, enough power for you to say, okay, let me stay at this distance? I mean, how was his power like early on in the fight?
Like somebody told me, it's everybody hit hard, in the pros, them little gloves, everybody hit hard. So, especially at the beginning. So at the beginning, I really wanted to stay safe. I say stay smart and stay safe and not get hit with nothing goofy. So at the beginning, I was just trying to fill him out. But his overall power, it wasn't nothing to it. Your audio going in and out there. Explains it all.
Okay. We'll wait till he come back on.
Yeah, no doubt.
In and out. Salute to everybody in the building. Rob, appreciate you stopping in, man. We have the one and only USBA champ, super welterweight Charles Bad News Conwell, coming off another, superb performance, man, as he built his record up in boxing. 13-0 now, 10 knockouts. It's not the fact that he got the knockout in the later rounds, is how he worked himself up and broke his opponent down for that knockout. You know, what else do you see in there, man, building up to that knockout there, Conwell?
I just saw that he was working the body a little bit more, and it was almost like it was planned. To me, it was planned. He just broke him down, and like I said, man, I know it sounds crazy, but when I seen Toussaint talking, like actually talking in the ninth, I said, this is the round he's gonna go ahead and get him on out of there, man. And sure as hell, man, he made me speak the truth, because I spoke it before he did it.
Yeah, when to be honest, before that, I feel like I was gonna get him out there like between like round 6 and like round 5 or like round 6. To be honest, so he was hard to hit. Like I said, he had that tight defense. His hands was up real good too as well. That's why I kept on going around his glove and in between with the ups. And my coach told me like it's time, like you're gonna be average or you're gonna be great. So I'm like, dang.
Yeah,
you know, so that pushed me to a little bit.
I did hear him say that. That's the thing about the bubble. You can hear everything, but that hand, I know you twisted it in the 7th. How bad was it, and how is it now?
It hurt it. You know, it hurt it like that round, like the next round. But I'm like, man, I gotta use it. I'm in the fight. I can't not like really use it. It ain't broken. I knew it wasn't broken because I broke my hand before. I knew it wasn't broken. It's like had my, I don't know how to explain it. It just like had a shock in my wrist or something. Like, I don't know. It was something. It hurt though. But after I had to use it though. I had to use my hand, but it's okay.
You talked about it was tough, you know, with getting through his guard and everything. What was your thought process when you found out, okay, he has a tough defensive guard, but he ain't doing nothing with it? He's not really making you pay for getting close. He's not landing any solid punches consistently round for round. So what was your thought process? Like, he just gonna stay there and try to block all my shots and counter me all night, or what?
He's receiving it late, but that's normal. He's just doesn't have the great connection.
You there, Charles?
They kind of froze on him, man. Hopefully it'll unfreeze here soon.
Yeah, I agree with you said, Conno. You know, when looking at him boxing, showing his diversity. I like how he stuck to the fundamentals. And like he said, people used to seeing him come out there and press the pace all the time, and this day and time, man, it's good to see these boxers fighting in the bubble, and they're able to get this exposure, allow themselves to work on certain technique that they may be a little bit more conscious about if it was regular floor boxing, what I'm saying? But he looked good, man. He say he want a former champion or a big name, what I'm saying? A ranked opponent,
To me, he's ready. He's got all the prerequisite skills to do that. It's just a matter of getting him in there so he can get the experience, so he can then go for a title. I'm pretty sure he'll tell you himself, that's the only thing he's lacking is experience. He's got all the skills.
Well, we all know from some of the fighters we see this going on right now that kind of, like you have Vasily Lomachenko, even though he's a two-time Olympian, he only has like 15 fights though. He's 14-1. Then Teofimo Lopez 15-0. You can have very minimal experience, but it has a lot to do with your mental thought process, your dedication to the sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You to get up in there with this amount of fights and start stepping up your competition. Every box is different. You know that.
Definitely, man. I mean, this was a great match for him. I mean, it was a battle of undefeateds. They were both undefeated, so this was the perfect fight for him to get, seen all across the world, and to go ahead and so they can go ahead and let him have that next step that he needs to take, that he wants to take.
What advice would you give, a boxer that's in his position, coming off a very superb performance against an undefeated fighter? What would be your advice to them going into their next fight, as far as what type of opponent he should select?
I mean, my advice would be, man, just to take one that has to be another step above of Toussaint now. It had to be another, not something greatly above that, but a minor step up so he can work on some of the things that he had miscues on in that fight with Toussaint, which like I said, you know, he went away from the jab a little bit. Like I said, I'm overall happy with his performance, but if you get another step up fight above Toussaint, now you can polish that up, and then after that, the sky's the limit.
You back there, Charles?
Yeah, I think my connection or something was bad. I don't know what happened. I couldn't hear you.
Man, you know, it's Operation Conwell, man. Shit gonna go the way it is. We're gonna make it work, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make it work.
Yeah.
Hey, what pros and cons did you take from that fight there, Charles?
You said what? I can't hear you. Can you repeat that?
What pros and cons did you take from your fight? You know, what was the pluses and minuses that you took from that fight with Wendy?
The pros, like you said, the pros I took. Like you said, I just learned a lot. I know what I needed to work on. I understood what I needed to work on, what I could do better. That's always a pro. When every time I fight, I always try to look at what I could do better. I evaluate myself. But the cons, I ain't get them out there when I wanted it. Earlier.
Yeah. I knew you was gonna say that.
It's all
I needed to work on the stuff I know I needed to work on. You know, when I watched it, I'm like, oh, okay, I see what everybody was talking about.
What you mean everybody was talking about, Charles? Like what you mean?
Like my coaches, my father. I don't really like listening to the commentators a little bit. I heard about them.
I don't think they really said nothing bad though.
In the fight, I heard him say, "Use my jab more."
I think you stopped using your jab like in the third or fourth round, then.
That's just it. Just the people I like.
I mean, he went back to it. I was happy about that. So I mean, you know, that's a minor thing. I mean, shoot, he just took a little bit off and then he came back to it, you know. So nothing wrong with that, you know. That's something that's easy. That's an easy fix.
Yeah. Can you hear us there, Charles? Are you froze? We'll wait for him to come back there, Colonel.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, man, just another step up fight. He knows that. I mean, they're probably gonna look into having another step up fight, man, and because that's how you get to the title anyway, you know. So I expect that to be like the next step for him. I really believe that's the direction they're gonna go. I know there's gonna be a lot of opponents not wanting to fight him. That's gonna be the other issue. Finding somebody that's willing to get in there with him.
Hey, educate me on this, that Colonel, when you say step up, right? Okay, 10 rounds, all right. Because sometimes we see fighters go up 10 rounds, then they might drop down to 8, this, that, and the other, right? So when you say step up fight, what about if he steps in there with somebody that's like 18-2 next fight? Is that a step up fight because he has a loss?
It depends on who they lost to.
Okay.
And in what fashion did they lose to? I've seen fighters with 18-2 that got robbed twice. You know that if you go back and look at the fights, they really didn't lose that fight, or it was a split decision, or you know, or it was early in their career, and they've already fixed a lot of that stuff, and now they're, you know, they could have lost them first 2 fights and then ran 18 straight. You know, there's a lot of factors that go into that, man, and normally fighters with losses are actually harder to fight because they know a lot of tricks already, you know. They're looking for ways not to lose again. They already felt that feeling. So just because a fighter has losses, that doesn't mean that they're not dangerous. Those are the hardest. As far as my experience, anytime I've had somebody in there with losses, they know how to survive. And when somebody knows how to survive, they're the hardest fighters to get out of there. You know, they'll use their little elbows, their little holding, their little head, and you know, and make the fighter look ugly. The fighter that's supposed to be the superstar will look ugly, but it ain't that he ain't doing what he has to do. Is that the opposition knows a lot of tricks already and is making it rough like that.
Hey, you can say that's experience too.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? For somebody to go in there and survive and make the fight look all, you know, boring and everything. That's really experience because they learn them tricks from somewhere.
Correct.
Because not everybody know how to go in there and survive without getting knocked out. I mean, that's a good point, man. You know, because I always, wanted to know what it means for a step up. So if you just defeated a fighter that's 12-0, then how do you continue to increase that competition? And like you said, you need to check and see what the circumstance was. If you fight a fighter with 2 losses after you coming off a fight with an undefeated fighter, how did those 2 opponents, what were they able to do to him? How did he lose? How long ago were they losses? Was it last fight or what? Do you degrade anything? Just say it's 18-2 and he lost his last fight. Is that a step up fight?
It still can be, depending on his resume. I mean, he might have fought all tough fighters.
Okay.
All 18.
All right.
So, man, there's a lot of things that go into that, man. You can't just go off of a number. You have to figure out who the fighter is and what their resume strength of schedule is the best way I could put it. Strength of schedule. You know what I mean?
And that's what I'm talking about. That's why I'm asking, because a lot of people look at a loss and then they automatically say, oh, man, that's a step down because you got 2 losses. But what you're saying is they have to basically do their research. They have to find out, who that opponent has fought, were that resume, were the fighters on that resume tough enough, and when did he lose? All that factors in.
Like I said, man, in my experience, anytime I've had one of my fighters go in there with somebody who's got like an 18-18 record, them son of guns know every last trick in the book. They hard to get out, bruh.
Man. Hey, who you want to fight next, Charles? I see you got the baby toy in your hand. Who you want to fight next, man? And shout out to your family, man. Hopefully everybody's doing great.
Yeah, they all doing good. But I would like to fight somebody who got some experience. You know what I mean? Somebody who been in a championship fight. So I like to fight somebody who fought for like a world title. I want to fight somebody like that. So somebody who ex-world champion who fought for a world title before. Somebody like that. So I get them get that championship experience and get the quality of opponent better.
Any names in particular?
No. I don't really know names. It's just anybody. Anybody who like that. Anybody who can help build me up and get me ready for that world title shot.
What about Austin Trout if he choose to,
No, that's the fight I actually looked at too. I actually wanted to fight Austin Trout. But I heard he's going down to welterweight, so I don't really know. So
that's what I said too, man. Lawrence mentioned, Austin Trout. He's a very slick veteran, very crafty in the ring. Yeah. We've seen that against both Charlos.
Yeah.
What's the second name what's the second name out there that you like to contend with, man?
Like I said, I don't really be picking on names, to be honest. I just want somebody who got some experience, who fought them type of people, who still like good, like who got a credible resume like Austin Trout. He fought everybody. He fought Canelo, the Charlos, Jared Hurd. So that's somebody I would want to really fight. So people like that, just people who fought quality opposition, so I can have that name on my resume and get that experience of being there with somebody who's a quality fighter and who survived fighting quality opponents.
It's a lot of homework that goes into that, Scotty. A lot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know how you just talk with some fighters, man. They have a fighter on their radar. You know what I'm saying? 1, 2, and 3 on who they like to fight. Yeah. If it presents itself,
Yeah. Those are fighters that stay looking at the box race all the time and not really know who they want. You really got to look at all that stuff, man.
Do that, to be honest. I used to look at box race all the time, and I used to know who I used to want to fight, but that stuff you never really get those type of opponents, man.
Right.
I thought I really wanted to fight. I never got a chance to fight.
That's what I was telling Scotty. I said most of these fighters, man, like Charles Conwell could want this fight because this will, move him in the right direction. But the opposition has to be willing to sign too. So
that's like the hard part.
Super hard.
You want to fight some people. Some people want their money's worth. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. It's just like a whole lot of stuff.
Probably got a call.
Hold on 1 second.
Yep.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah, we'll wait till he come back on. You know how it is. Boxers always on the go. So we, looking at how long do you see this? Let me see if he back.
Yeah, he just got to turn his camera back.
Yeah. All right, you good? We can hear you.
What you gonna say, Scotty?
Yeah, I can hear y'all guys.
Hey, what was some advice your coach gave you? What Sean gave you while you was in the fight, man?
Roshan he really like, when you in the corner, it's a lot going on. He really like person that try to keep you calm and just keep you simple stuff. Your coach, Arthur Jones II, he gonna tell you direction, but Ro gonna like keep you on the simple stuff. Don't forget to keep your hands up. Don't forget to breathe in there. Don't forget to touch his body. Just simple stuff. He gonna keep it simple. And that's what I like the contrast between him and his dad. Because they balance each other out real well. And that's why I always like. That's what I always really like about Ro. He young and he know the sport of boxing, so that's what I really like about Ro. He keep things simple. He don't overcomplicate nothing.
So you really don't need nobody screaming in your face to get you motivated. You already there.
Yeah. Yep. Some people thought my coach was like too calm, but I mean, it like everybody coach is different.
And every fighter reacts to it different. So yeah, I mean, what works for you, man. How's Isaac, man, doing, man? I know it had to suck that he couldn't fight.
Yep.
Yeah, he was, he was real, man. He was with me through the whole training camp, so he been there since forever too. So I feel like he real mad, but he got a chip on his shoulder. He want to prove himself. He want to show everybody how good he really is. He not just. I don't want people to call him like Conwell brother. I want everybody to know why for himself, because he really good. He not like just no average fighter. I think my brother real good. I think he can future world champion just like I am. So I want people to know him for him, and I want people to know like how really good he was. And this was a chance to broadcast that, but things happen for a reason, and he should be back. They say they're gonna get him back ASAP, so and it's gonna be on TV. So
that's good. That's good.
For those individuals that don't know, why was he pulled from the card?
His first opponent, it was medical reason. The Henderson guy, it was something medical. I don't know what it was. It was something with the medical. And then he was supposed to fight some dude named, I think, DeAndre Neal or something like that, the 20 dude. But he haven't fought in like 2 years, so the commission didn't approve it. So
what?
Yeah.
But DeAndre Neal, man, I actually know him, up in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And he's 20-0 though.
Yeah, but they said he ain't fought in so long, so the commission didn't approve it. And I heard he was supposed to fight on the top rank card like a week before this. I don't know.
Yeah.
Each commission different.
Yeah, I drove up there to talk to him, and before he was supposed to fight on that card, and it ended up being canceled. So damn, that's another. I mean, this is another part of the game that's puzzling to me because he's 20-0, but yet due to his inactivity, the commission didn't approve it. And yet, I see guys come off the couch all the time on the regional level and get approved for boxing license to go in there and give somebody a win, man.
Man, and that's what everybody's talking about. Like how they not going to prove a 20-0 dude, but I guess they, how showbox is. They want like supposed to be competitive type fights.
He's undefeated. Shit.
In the active, it won't be as competitive as they're going to be.
I would have brought up Yildirim. Well, why the hell is Canelo get the fight Yildirim then? Shoot. Right. I can't stand Canelo. I'm sorry, bro. I had to bring that up.
Every fighter out right now.
I don't like the dude, bro. I can't help it. I don't like the dude, man. I can't lie about it. I don't like the dude.
But you can't deny his skill, though. He is good, though.
He's super skilled, man. Yeah. Super skilled.
Yeah, but trying to sneak in there after David Benavidez' title was stripped from him and say, "Hey, I want you to prove this WBC fight with Abney Yildirim, a sparring partner of mine." I mean, it was just an arrogant move on Canelo's part, man.
I don't think he want to fight Yildirim either, to be honest. I don't think he want to, but I was like, that's what WBC wanted to fight. I don't think he want to fight him himself. I know he think that's easy work. Like that's gonna be too easy. Gonna knock him out.
Yeah.
And Yildirim is inactive according to his box rec. He's inactive.
All right. So if Canelo would have fought
When you do the get back in the ring, Charles, when you want to turn around, you step back in there.
We're supposed to be getting back in there in December. So I'm looking to get back in there in December. Me and Z-Wop. Z-Wop maybe even before that.
Okay.
Maybe, I'm looking to get back in there in December. One more before the year out. But then 2021, I want to go full steam ahead rolling. I want to keep them rolling next year. At least about 5 fights.
The good thing about that, man, you might be fighting in front of an audience in 2021. You know, even though it's a medical audience, you might be fighting in front of an audience again. You know.
Oh yeah. I see. Tank and them fighting in front of an audience.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I think 2021 we probably will fight in front of an audience.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I want to. As long as all my fights continue to be on TV. But the audience do kind of make it better. But as long as they're on TV, I'm okay with that, to be honest. As long as I get some TV time and get some good exposure, I feel like I'm okay with that. But I prefer fans to be there because when there was no fans there, it was real quiet. It was kind of
feels like you're sparring.
Yeah, and it's like when the fans, it get I don't know, it just give you a little bit extra motivation when you hear that. Ooh.
Yeah.
Keep punching.
Didn't they have that extra audio in there, man?
Not where I was at. That way it was quiet.
Oh, it was quiet. Okay.
I don't know what happened to my connection, man. My connection went and came back, man. Charles, man, you know I wish you the best always, man. I'm not gonna hang around here too much longer, man. I'm gonna let Scotty do his thing, man. But I had to hop on, man, and give you my salutes, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that, kind of, man. We locked in now, so we in this for the long run now.
Yes, sir. To the last bell.
It's always a pleasure having you on, Conwell. Appreciate you linking me and Charles up always. Keep on grinding. That's what it is, man. Much respect to you. Salute, my brother. Y'all be sure to check out the show every day. Hey, man, let them know where they can find your merch at there. Man, I like that top you got on, man.
You can get this off of the link in my bio on my social media platforms. The FTWR, they made this for me, man. They made my custom black and yellow for my last fight, so I'm rocking it. But you can get it. You can just click on the link in my bio and my social media, and it take you right to it.
For sure, man. Y'all need to check that out, man. Merch you got on right there, man.
Yes.
Hey, hold on for a second. So who else in your stable, man, next in line, man, step into the ring in the upcoming weeks?
Oh yeah, OJ3. I'll be out there coaching. He OJ3. October 23rd. I'm going out there to Mexico to coaching. Yep.
Okay, for sure. That's your first time in Mexico, is it?
My boy OJ3 on October 23rd. He gonna do his thing on the zone. He bring him back to the zone, and he gonna put on the show. We was in camp together all the way up until the end, until I fought, and he was putting in the work just like me.
He's 22-time national champion, right? Something like that.
Man, he got so many belts. He got way more belts than me. He got way more belts than me.
It's the fact that y'all got belts. It's the fact that y'all have belts is a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So yeah, he been winning since he was about 8.
And let me ask your opinion on this thing. We having slight audio problems. I'm not sure why it's popping. I don't know if that's me or you.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
You can't hear me.
No, it was some popping. I don't know what it is. Is that a bobcat you got in there, dog?
Say it again.
Is that a mountain lion you got in there? A cougar? I mean, what?
Oh, that's my dog. He a Belgian Malinois.
A Belgian what?
A Belgian Malinois. He like a little cousin of a German Shepherd.
Oh, for real? Dang, my fault, man. Y'all getting all these exotic pets, man.
Yeah. If you know the dog that Suge Knight used to have with him back in the day, it's the same one Suge Knight used to have.
So did you have to like go out of state to pick this cat up? You know, pick that dog up, or somebody locally was breeding them, or what?
Yeah, they flew him in from Florida.
Is that right? Damn.
Flew him in from Florida.
What they known for though?
They like police dogs. They be real smart. They like good police dogs. They like dog police be having, and like they used to have in the army and like the military and whatnot.
All right, for sure, man. That's what's up. I figured they had to do something with guarding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, being a guard dog, so to speak, smart, intelligent.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so he cool. He be barking a lot when he hear people. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I was waiting you to finish doing what you was doing. So, hey, I heard you say that you'll probably try to step back in the ring in December, man. I mean, I know you with your family and everything. I just wanted to touch bases with you and see how you felt about your performance in there, man. You know, and how you performed in there against a fighter like Wendy Toussaint that was also undefeated. You know, what did you grade yourself in that performance, man?
Like I said, I give myself like a C, C plus. You know, I feel like I always can do better. I feel like I'm my toughest critic. So, you know, it's a lot of things I can do better, a lot of things I want to work on. Just to become a better fighter, you know, you always want to evolve. So I feel like it's always, I'm never gonna give myself an A plus type of performance. I always feel like I can still do stuff that's better.
You know what you are there, Charles, is that you can knock out cats in the later rounds.
Yeah. Yeah,
You prove
yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Me too. Yeah, I can carry my power in later rounds.
Yeah. I mean, did you even know you heard him like that when you landed that right uppercut? I mean, what was his body language like?
I mean,
what was the sound like? Did he give you a sound that let you know you heard him with that right uppercut?
He made a face. He made like a scrunched up nose type of look.
Yeah.
The first one he made like a little face and his nose started bleeding. So you know, I went in like this, like I was going to just stand right there in the pocket, and then I threw the other one, then I threw it again. And after that, he went back and took another knee.
That's what's up, man. I feel superb performance for you. I know you're gonna be your own worst critic. I get it, but when I look at the fight, I want to look at the technical aspect and how disciplined they are. You know, a lot of fighters want to grade y'all. I mean, a lot of critics want to grade y'all off how much adversity you're placed in. You know what I'm saying? What do you do during adversity? And you made the fight look fairly easy, believe it or not, man. But you did some very fundamental technical tools that stood out to me. And you did them in a way that it finally broke down and degraded Toussaint to get that nice round stop.
Yeah. And you know with that, I said it in the like, and when Showtime interviewed what did I want to do, I said I wanted to break them down. I'm not like really like I don't practice on going knocking people out like in the first round. That's never been like my style. I know if I practice it and I can do it, but my style was always to break people down and eventually get them out of there. My style was never to be like a one punch knockout artist. I was more like a break a person down as the rounds go and get them out of there.
To me, it seemed like you had more left there, Charles. Like your cardio was good. It seemed like if you chose to open up a little bit more in the middle rounds or whatever and press the pace, it seemed like you could have did it. It seemed like your cardio was on point.
Yeah, and that's one thing me and my team we pride ourselves on is our cardio. We always in shape. Like you said, I wasn't even tired. I feel like I wasn't even breathing like in between the rounds. I wasn't even breathing for real. But like you said, if I had pressed the gas a little bit earlier and hopped on them, I feel like I could have got him out there in round like 6 or round like 6 to be honest.
That's what's up, man. I know you with your family and everything, bro. I respect it. Real talk. I know it's tough. You know, having been there myself, coming up in the military. I want to thank you again for allowing me to chat it up with you, Charles. I know for boxers like yourself and a lot of other fighters, man, it's tough for y'all to kind of like jump in for interviews. So I greatly appreciate it. And, you know, salute the Conwell local sports for setting up everything, you know, with me and you, man. Much respect to you and congrats on the win.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it, man. Anytime we get together, man, it's always gonna be a nice interview. I appreciate you.
Yeah, I'll be up in Cincinnati, for Mike Stafford sparring anyway.
Oh, yeah.
Your ways from that, but I'll be up there this month, man. I'm driving up there to check out his sparring.
Okay, yeah. Maybe me and my team might stop by down there and get some work in, and I'll probably see you down there.
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. I definitely like to, get you on the land, on site, on deck, man. I truly appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, no problem, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
No doubt, man. Take it easy and have a safe one, man.
You too.
All right. I appreciate everybody who stopped in as always. That was the one and only Charles Bad News Conwell, man. 13-0, 10 knockouts. A rising sensation right now, a contender at the super welterweight division. When I see fighters with their family and everything, it really takes me back to when I was coming up in the military, man, and had all these obligations. These fighters got to go train in the gym. They got to come home. And then, if they train in 2 days, 3 days, they got to spend a little time with their family and then go back to the gym. It's a tough out. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough training regime to get used to. You got to really want it. And then being in the combat sports, you got to fight through injuries and stuff. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure you stay healthy. For when that phone ring right now during the pandemic, they ask you, hey, you good? We want to call you up for another fight. Hey, you got to earn that paycheck. So one thing I do know about a lot of fighters is that they don't perform at 100%. I'm talking about health-wise. It's something going on with them, if they have a quick turnaround or whatever. But the good thing about it, undefeated fighter, his power carried over to the later rounds. He was able to get the stoppage in pretty fast. It wasn't no fluke. It was technically delegated. You know what I'm saying? He worked himself up to that, earned a knockout, and it was a beautiful uppercut, man. A lot that we don't see in this day and time with fighters. We don't see them uppercuts all the time. But we've seen it with the Charlo brothers. We've seen it with Charles Conwell recently. It seemed like it's coming back around, man, and also doubling up on the jab. It seems like it's being, reinforced now that fighters are going back from the jab. So, of course, we have different fighters, man, different skill sets. You have fighters that want to counter, and you have fighters that want to be the press, and, the aggressor. They want to press the pace. They want to be the pace setters. So boxing is forever changing, man. But salute to him, Soul City Boxing, his coach, Roshan Jones, man. Ota Jones, salute to Isaiah Steen, man. Hopefully he's able to get back in the ring sometime soon. Coach Levi, the cut man. Shout out to the Ohio boxers that's out there getting it in. And I have respect for those guys because I remember them coming down here, like I say, in the A. And they lit all amateurs up. I ain't gonna lie. Them amateurs was going down here handling business. And Coach Levi was down here, Mike Stafford was down here. I mean, they was showing out. Unfortunately, from what I seen, I was there ringside, taking pictures and all that, putting in the work. They had to start robbing them Cincinnati cats, man. Because it would have been unfair. They had to sit up here and start robbing their boxers. And I was like, damn, what if I actually put in all this work? I come in here and win the fight. And due to the statistics, the win-loss is going on between these regions. They have to start kind of robbing fighters periodically because they don't want it to be a lopsided event. Because I think Cincinnati was up they was up on us pretty good. But hey, I wasn't a coach there. I was media. I'm just telling you what I see. And I'm saying, damn, these fighters, you got some future. Look, you got some future boxers that's coming up, man. It's going to be absolutely exciting to watch later on in the future. I will be much older, but I'm just saying, like, they have some fighters, man. You have these fighters this amateur now that's coming up that's going to change the game. I'm telling you, these fighters are going to change the game, man. That's why you could never get complacent in the sport of boxing. Yeah, man. What's going on, Velocity Cuts? What's good? And once again, appreciate Conwell Local Sports dropping in. Once again, man. Appreciate you linking me up and everything. Cut say Conwell versus the Dream Madriov. He said he wants to fight a step up fight again, a former champion or someone who contended for a belt. So we'll see how that matchmaking process works for him. You know, it all depends on what the approval process is. But I have to reach out. I didn't know my boy DeAndre Neal was supposed to fight Isaiah Steen. That would have been a damn good fight. That would have been a very good fight. He's 20-0 in Columbia, South Carolina, man. I did not know that he was scheduled to fight Isaiah Steen. Damn. But the commission didn't approve it because he's inactive. So let me put this to note. If a fighter hasn't fought for 2 years and he's healthy, and you don't want, let me do something right quick. You know, let me look something up. Because I gotta find something out. Like, I just want to figure this out. Because it's a little complex for my. So Isaiah Steen is 14-0, 11 knockouts. And his last fight was February of this year. February this year. So he has less experience than DeAndre Neal, so to speak. DeAndre Neal is 20-0. Both of them have undefeated records. DeAndre Neal is 20-0-1, 9 knockouts, and his last fight was November 2018, right? So it's coming up on 2 years. Man, I don't know what the commission's talking about. Like, it's coming up. He last fought November 17, 2018. So it was on the doorstep of being at the 2-year mark. To be honest, it was only 11 months. You know what I'm saying? It was only 11 months, man. That's puzzling. But I'm gonna have to hit him up and see what was up. You see what the commission actually said about that fight. That's a little bit crazy. Okay. Damn. But the good thing is, the good thing for this week is the fact that we have a free fight that's going down. And before I move on in subject, I'm gonna get off here real soon. The good thing is I want y'all to tune in for this weekend. You know, of course, Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez, man. Tune in for that fight. Show your support. You know, if you choose to come over here to World Combat Sports, then do so. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? It's going to, hey, everybody, every boxing outlet that you can imagine is going to be on this weekend, the 17th, man, talking about Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko fight. Everybody's going to be lit. It's free. It's free, y'all. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely want your company. You want to come on here because I want to hear feedback. I want to hear what people are talking about when it comes to boxing. I like to hear. I like to read the input from those who stopped through and what they're thinking about a boxing match, especially one that's free like this. Two things is going to be the case in point in this fight. People want to highlight the fact of Lomachenko's movement and how fluent he is in his coordination with his punches and everything. But, you know, Lomachenko does have some predictable habits that he have, you know, but he's not in there with the older fighter. He's in there with the young fighter who, in my opinion, will be able to basically match him in his movement. You know, I'm not saying, you know, dance with him. I'm talking about be able to land some punches to slow Vasily Lomachenko down, because we all know that Vasily, when he was coming up, you know, when he was making his name and people was paying attention to him, his opposition that allowed him to move the way he did, people oohed and awed. Oh man, look at that! Look at this foot movement. Oh man, that's one. You know, that's amazing. He has the best footwork in the game, and against certain opponents, Lomachenko did look good. He did. You know, he was able to move from side to side, land those punches and everything. Do wop the way he was trained. You know, his dad putting him in a dance class early on. I got it. But also one thing I see in Lomachenko, he does kind of in some spurts fight like he's in the Olympics. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be able to leave that lead hand out there and dangle it from 12 to 3 like he loved doing. You know, just posturing. It's almost like a touch jab feint. You know, he's just posturing that hand out there for a distraction. I don't think he's going to be able to get away with that with Teofimo Lopez. And one thing about Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, he has more power than Lomachenko. And I think being the fact that Lomachenko is not a KO artist, it doesn't matter if he freaking stopped Linares. I'm just saying, I don't see him engaging at close quarters with Teofimo Lopez early when both fighters are at their strongest. I don't see that happening. Real talk. I just don't see him staying close, trying to match power for power with Teo. He's more a finesse guy, Lomachenko. You know, he kind of breaks his opponents down. He's never been a knockout artist. He degrades his opponents, break them down, and then he's able to get the stoppage. But in my opinion, he's in there with a different fighter in Teo. I hope mentally his headspace is where it's supposed to be for this fight. Most of the interviews I'm seeing, that seems to be the case. And it's going to be a damn good fight, man. You know, fighters, it's not like they leave their head or their brain in the locker room. They have to bring all that into the ring and go in there and try to win that fight. If you have a lot of things on your mind, like people talking about Leo Santa Cruz stepping in there and fighting Gervonta Davis, being his dad has been sick. You know, his dad has been going through situations. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, it might have affected Leo Santa Cruz training, you know, sparring partners, you know, him just staying in the gym consistent the way he is, being his dad was in a critical state health-wise. We don't know how much training was missed by this with Leo Santa Cruz, because he is close to his father. You know, he's close to his father. So we'll see how that works. Rob said, I think that it goes 12. He would be robbed or a draw. All right. Rob believes that the fight will go 12 rounds, will go the distance. I believe that Teofimo Lopez can stop Lomachenko. If indeed that's the case, I believe, you know, Teofimo can stop Lomachenko per se the 7th round. I might be wrong. I'm not a person to just, you know, sit up here and hand out knockouts just because you have a younger fighter stepping in there with an older fighter. No, that's not me. I just feel that if Teo is in the right headspace going in there, I know he's going to be in shape. He's looking tremendous shape right now. He may be able to stop Lomachenko if he's able to land and you know, dial in his target. If he's able to be surgical and land those important shots early on to slow Lomachenko down, I believe he can knock him down. I mean, look how he turned the corner on Linares and met that right hand. I mean, he drops his opponent in the later rounds. Is that fatigue, or is the fact that he's breaking them down with the right placement of shots over time? We don't know. But his opponents get up. Luke Campbell got up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Pedraza got up. You know, Tio has to stop him how he robbed. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that, man, that, you know, if it goes the distance, Teofimo is going to get robbed. I don't, you know, I don't look at it that way, man. I don't see it. I don't see it, man. I don't know, man. I don't see it. I think it's a lot riding with Teofimo Lopez winning this undisputed. It's a lot riding with him because he's supposed to be the next. Teofimo Lopez is supposed to be the next. You're looking at what, a 32, 33-year-old Vasily Lomachenko, 3-division champion, a top pound for pound number 2. You know, I mean, he's been up there for quite some time. But what's left, though? What's left in Vasily Lomachenko? What's left? Is he breaking gate numbers? You know what I'm saying? What's left? It might be a changing of the guard, so to speak. Linares said he was just gassed out and was never hurt in the Loma. I believe it. I believe it, bro. If Linares said he was gassed out, I believe it. If he gets past the 6, Loma will be adjusted and take him the 12 for the decision. I'm gonna remember you said that, man. Because, you know, in my opinion, with Lomachenko, once again, in there with somebody like Teofimo Lopez that made adjustments with Nakatani, I think he'll be okay with Lomachenko. I also still think that, you know, Teofimo, he stopped Diego Magnolino in the 7th round. And it was brutal. And he fucked Diego Magnolino up. I know Diego Magnolino is not Vasily Lomachenko. Okay, I'm just talking some boxing. But I'm saying he was landing, he was punishing Magnolino. So being that they do have a grudge with each other, there is some animus there. It might be a bit more aggressiveness going on in the early rounds between these two. I mean, when I was in NYC and I interviewed Tio, he in front of all the media, he called Lomachenko a bitch twice. He said he's a bitch. He's a prima donna. He's made no mistake about his feelings in not liking Lomachenko. And I know the backstory. His father talked about it when I interviewed him. He talked about it when it came down to him having an interaction with Lomachenko, and he felt like Lomachenko was brushing him off. You know, feel like he wasn't polite. He wasn't courteous and shit. He was rude. He was fake. And all it takes is one time, people. One fucking time for you to do that to somebody like Lopez Sr. And they remember that shit forever. And then he probably went back to T.O. and said, you know what? I ran into Lomachenko. And he act like, you know, he was all rude and he was above everybody else. Like I was his subordinate or something. And that shit didn't sit right with them. So Teofimo was like, okay, you don't have no respect for my, okay. And that right there probably started off everything. Like, I don't like this dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not a nice dude. He's fake. I know a lot of people can't say that they've been close to Vasily Lomachenko kicking it. But the one benefit I can say that Lomachenko has is that he's had so many people hype him the fuck up from his Olympics. And then him losing to Salido, you have ESPN trying to erase the loss. So you have people vouching for you when your box rep is legitimate and you took a loss. But since everybody like who you are, it's not like Vasily Lomachenko is a ticket seller because of his bravado and his persona, that ain't it. He's been able to get carried. You know, people putting him at the top pound for pound, and they refuse to remove him. The only person that dropped him out of the top 2 was Andre Ward's list. Andre Ward did not have Vasily Lomachenko top 2. You know what I'm saying? But man, I have to go to a conference call, man. Vasily Lomachenko and Teofimo conference call. I'm gonna close this out, and hopefully I'm able to rejoin. And I'm gonna try to do a share screen with this. Okay. But I have to take this Zoom call and try to get in on this Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez Zoom call, and plus with the undercard. So if y'all want to tune into that, let's do it. You know, Rock with World Combat Sports. Be sure to check me out. Appreciate everybody who stopped through. Rob, you know what it is. Salute to you, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Lawrence Williams, Conwell Local Sports, man. T. Joyner, everybody that stopped through. Till next time, I'm out. I'm about to come back on a Zoom call.